Welcome to Griffin Web Design Video Tutorials. Let's dive into the actual management of your content on your pages for the website that you are trying to edit or update. In this video session, we're going to cover copying, cutting, and pasting of text to move it around or to take it from another piece of software, maybe on your computer, and place it onto your website. First, let's review some menu items. When you're logged in looking at a page, there's a second row toolbar here. It has multiple options, similar to Microsoft Word or other Office type products. Cut, copy, paste, paste as plain text, and paste from Word. What you notice you can do is as you look at the editable areas of your website, you may want to change some content and move it around. So, from a more fundamental use of the software standpoint, you could either select the text and choose the appropriate option, or you could use if you're using Windows, the Windows keyboard shortcuts. So for cut, it's Control X. For copy, it's Control C. And for paste, it's Control V. So if I were to cut this from here, place my cursor here, I could hit Control V, or I could click the paste button. Now, this is a good teaching point. Some modern browsers, because of the security functions, specifically on the Windows side, will not allow the copy-paste feature that we were just using to be accessible by the browser. This button here is a browser function. So, if this box pops up, all you have to do is paste your content into it and then click OK. You'll notice it does the same thing, and the browser takes the content, pastes it into your page where your cursor was. That's all there is to it. Let's cover a second function. If I were to open Microsoft Word up, depending on the version you have, and keep in mind you could do this with Notepad, WordPad, or your Office editing tool, whatever you would like to use. Microsoft Word will be used for the purpose of this demonstration. So let's say I have a large amount of content. Let's say a member of your staff has worked on new content for a web page, and someone else is going to go and update that content. They would take the content from here, select it all, they would right click on it and copy, or Control C if you're using a Windows computer, and they would place a cursor where it is appropriate in the page to update that content. So let's say the new content needed to go in the middle of this paragraph. I'd place my cursor, I'd create some spacing, I'd move my cursor back up, which is right here, and I'd go ahead and paste it. Now, when I go ahead and paste, since I'm using Microsoft Word, and if I want to keep the formatting that's already here, there's a button for it. Paste from Word. Now, you can try pasting first to see if it will work correctly. And in this demonstration, it does. Sometimes when you try to paste over more complex options that what you've done in Microsoft Word, it may not necessarily translate. And this is particularly because of the underlying code that websites are built instead of how Microsoft has built their Office products for formatting purposes. While we're not going to go deep into the weeds on what is hypertext markup language, or HTML, which is this underlying code that formats the content on your website, there are other tutorials on the internet that you can read up on that if you'd like to dive deeper into what makes your website tick. For purposes of this demonstration though, if we wanted to scroll down to here, and we want to copy that content in from Microsoft Word that we had on this part, now remember we've already copied this, so if our paste didn't work correctly or it broke our formatting, you can try this button here, paste from Word. Same thing, a box may pop up, paste it in. Now notice the content doesn't look the same. It's okay. This is a plain text editor, so it's going to strip out some of the formatting for the copy-paste portion, but when you hit OK, notice our content is now formatted the way it was supposed to be, and it's formatted the way we had it in our document. This is not foolproof. Again, some formatting options you may use in a third-party Office editor or document editor product may not translate correctly over here. What we recommend in those cases is sometimes taking the individual content, sweeping it with your cursor, copying it individually and pasting it over here. Then you can use these tools to format it in a more web-friendly standard. So that's how we bring new content over. We would commit our changes with the save. We would go ahead and take a look at our changes on the website, and we'll notice that our changes have been committed and are now live. Thanks for watching.